Okay, I'd like to welcome all of you to another one of our co-founder paid trainings that we do on Mondays and Thursdays. This is the Thursday edition. It's on September 11th, 2025 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we always do it at the same time at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays and Thursdays with yours truly, Ace Fletcher, the founder and creator of Pool Funding, and also our Pool Micro Lending website. Okay, well, I hope I can keep this down to an hour. So I've got some things to go over today. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is that some of you may have noticed on the micro lending website that you can actually do more than one loan. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, there's a limit for a reason, and I just don't want to have to waste programming time trying to reverse a bunch of orders that went past the limit. Okay. So don't do it. Everybody say it with me. Don't do it.
Don't do
Don't
it.
do it.
Don't do it.
Do not do it.
Don't do it.
If you have less
Don't do
than
it.
if you have less
Don't
than
do it.
all right, don't do it. All right. So
Don't do
if you have
Don't do it.
if you have less than $3,000 in PML, you're limited to one lend per day. You can do one lend per day. If you got over $3,000 as of just like a day ago, so we just did this change yesterday. If you have over $3,000, you're now allowed. It's been programmed, well, kinda, because there's a bug. Anyway, being programmed, I should say, that you can do two lends per day, which means instead of $50 a day, you could actually make $100 a day. Click, 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 just like that, make $100. That's pretty exciting, right? How's that sound to you guys? That's pretty exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, exciting.
Yeah. So that's a good reason to have more than $3,000 of PML,
Exciting.
right? And only about 10% of the people that are holding PML even have that much. Think about that. So that means 90% of you don't even have $3,000 of PML. Hey, Rosalie, you're way too early to raise your hand. It's very distracting. Can you wait till I say I'm ready for Q&A?
Sorry, boss, just touch it.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so yes, right now, maybe until the programmer gets this fixed, he might be actually working at it right this very second. Last time I, was communicating with him, he was in his car on the way to the office when we discovered that this was an issue and say, hey, I'd like 3 reports in 5 minutes. And like, okay, something's going on here where somehow the software is tripping up and not stopping people after, 1 or 2 lens. Okay. So we don't need anybody going crazy. Guys, anytime the software does something different than what I tell you that it's doing, just stick with what I'm telling you it's doing. Okay. If the software does something different, that means the software is broken, not me. Okay. Fair enough. And just
Yes.
realize that anything you do, I can reverse it. You know what I'm saying? So if you did 100 lens, dun, yeah, I might actually send you a bill if you do something like that. I might send you, $500 bill for the programming time to reverse all your crap. Don't because it'll be a process for each one to reverse a bunch of them, right? Just don't do it. And it's just very important that we work as a cooperation. That should be basically pool funding cooperation should be meaning almost have the same meaning. When you think about pool funding, the first thing you should think about, yeah, that's something I'm in cooperation with, right? It's a cooperation. So because pool funding actually doesn't work without cooperation. Like if everybody came in here with no desire, no interest, no willingness to cooperate, pool funding would not work at all. It would be a complete disaster. Okay. The only element that makes pool funding work is mutual cooperation throughout our community. Now we have checks and balances, and we check on things, and we put software things in, and we do everything we can to manage it. But at the end of the day, there's 1,000 ways you can make something mess up, and if you keep looking for another way to mess things up, and if everybody was doing that, then this would just be a big waste of time for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So what we're trying to do is not help a few of you, we're trying to help all of us. So this is an all for one, one for all kind of operation where not some of us get a win, all of us get a win because of cooperation, right? It's what we want, right? Isn't that better that we all win together instead of just some of us winning at the expense of everybody else? Isn't that better?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
absolutely.
Yep.
So when
I
we
agree.
say don't sell the coins, we're really serious about that because we're asking you through cooperation not to sell the coins. And why is that? Because we haven't hit our price target. Okay, we haven't hit our price target, so we shouldn't sell our coins until we do. And I've got a little special treat for you today to hopefully speed some things up in that regard. But I'll come back around to that in a moment. Okay, so be aware if you come across a bug, probably the first thing you do is go to an executive and report the bug to an executive, right? And trust me, if there's like a serious problem, I'll get I'll get notified by the executive that there's something going on, So, but ultimately, bugs have to be sorted by the programmer, which takes time. Bugs are not eliminated just with a few clicks of a mouse. I wish it were that easy, but it's not. It's usually a lot of programming time of just looking at lines of code, looking for one thing out of place, or something extra that shouldn't be there. All right. Okay, and then I just see a message here from Hunter that the blockchain is currently under maintenance. So the Binance blockchain is currently under maintenance at the moment. All right. So let's talk about paid training, okay? Let's focus on the word training. It's easy to get focused on the word paid, but let's take the focus off of paid for a moment and focus on the word training, right? Doesn't training mean you're going to do something? Am I right?
Yes,
Yes, yes.
Definitely.
It's not come watch a show and get paid. You know what I'm saying? That's not training, guys. Okay. No, as entertaining as I try to be, it's not about watching a show. It's actually about learning to do something and then go do it. Okay. And I need you all to realize that paid training, I should now go back to the two words. Paid training is not for everyone. All right. For those people that don't want to be trained, paid training's not for them. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is move things from here over to here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to move things, right? And so that's why, you have to be qualified to get paid training, right? And let me tell you, there's a list right now of things to get qualified. You got to be verified. Well, at the very minimum, that's taking a picture of you. So one of our executives meets with you on a Zoom call, takes your picture of you while you're on a Zoom call so that we know it's a real person, right? It's not just some internet picture from the internet, we grabbed it off a live Zoom call, right? So that verifies, okay, we were talking, one of our executives, a human was talking to a human and grabbed their picture. Okay. So we verified they're human. And then there's the questions that the executives ask. And guess what? If they don't like your answer, you're not going to pass the next thing. The next thing is trusted. Okay. If you can't gain the trust of one of our executives, you're not going to get paid training. You're not going to get a lot of things. You're not going to get distribution. There's a list of things that you're not going to get if the executive doesn't trust you. So you guys tell me, how important is it for the executives to trust all of you? How important is that?
Very
very
important.
important.
They need to
Very
trust-
important.
Very
Yeah.
important.
I'll tell you the trick question they're going to ask you. I'll just spill the beans. You ready? They're going to ask you, why does selling hurt? That's the trick question. A lot of you in your head think selling is awesome. Selling means money in my pocket, right? And you might think, think very short term, like this far from your nose, like, oh, if that's the farthest you're looking, you're not looking at the cooperation, you're just looking at some sort of immediate thing for yourself, right? And you might not understand selling hurts. How many of you would give me $1 if you knew it was going to take $1,000 out of your pocket every time you gave me $1? How many of you would give me $1?
No.
None of us.
Well, why would you do that with the market? When you give $1 to the market, you're basically eliminating $1,000 you would have got. Okay. We all know about the old coin and the new coin. We've been talking about that for a while, right? And I'm telling you, it's like 1,000 to 1 when you really kind of look at it. So if you go to the market and sell, so this person is looking this far and says, "Oh, I got $1. Yay." Oh, but they forgot they lost $1,000 by grabbing that dollar now, right? Is it worth it?
Hell no.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Timing is everything. Okay. So you don't want to, you don't want to minimize your treasure here. You got a real treasure here, and you don't have to wait that long. We're not talking about, too long to wait, but yeah, you might have to wait a little bit. We're not asking you to wait 10 years. Okay. This ain't Bitcoin. You got to wait for 10 years before it starts to get like really paying off. Okay. So no, we're just talking in some cases a year. In some cases, we might only be talking about a month or less, but yeah, don't sell. When we say don't sell, that means that we don't want you to hurt yourself, because selling hurts. Everybody say that. Selling hurts.
Selling hurts.
Selling hurts.
Selling hurt.
Selling hurts.
How many of you how many of you that have been interviewed by an executive, they asked you that question about selling hurts? How many of you have been asked that question about selling hurts? Have you been asked that question when you went
I
to,
have.
I have.
I have.
here's the wrong answer. The executive says, why does selling hurt? And then you go, why? Wrong answer. Right? So we even have a video that we want you to watch. We got these infamous sellers that we're plastering all over YouTube, and after maybe 1 million views, they'll realize that selling did hurt. Because we're making a good example out of the bad examples. That, hey, look at these guys, these clowns, that sold, and they were just unwilling to cooperate. Even after I got direct face-to-face contact with them on a Zoom call, they still weren't willing to do anything to make it better. So they doubled down on it. They doubled down on this when I could have given them the world. They wanted this instead of the world. They wanted it now instead of, the real offer is the world. I mean, if you got $90,000 a month coming in, that's the world, guys. Am I right? Who's going to stop you from going
Yes.
anywhere in the world? If you have $90,000 cash money, spendable money coming in every single month, stick with me. I'll get you there. I'll get you there. It should take more than a year. Should be less than a year. Okay. So these guys, their faces are now in our system, and pretty soon AI will be well trained on their face, and like they'll never be able to use their face to get back into our system ever again. Banned for life. Okay. That's it. There's a few people that are in that category. And so if you sell, you're going to be suspended immediately. Okay. It usually happens within an hour of selling. That's how fast it is, because our operation is 24/365. So we have someone watching the charts 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And the minute someone sells, they immediately go in there and they do an investigation. And then people think they're slippery because, okay, they got the coin from over here, the distribution, or they got it from paid training or whatever. Then they moved it over to this wallet. Then they moved it over to that wallet. Then we moved over to this wallet. They think they're being slippery, but the blockchain is transparent. We can trace that all the way back to the source, and that's what we do. That's what our executives are trained to do. You can't trip it up. We know who you are. We got your face. Okay? You can't cheat that, okay? You can try, but the more you try, the more we're going to be like, I don't know if we can trust this person. And at some point, banned, okay? We don't trust you. Okay? It's just the reality we got to deal with. All right. So let's make sure that everybody gets the message that we don't sell coins right now. We're not selling PML. We're not selling PFI, PFB, PFS, PFG. We're not selling any coins right now. Which coins can we sell right now, guys? Which coins can we sell?
None.
None of them.
None of them right now, right? What if you just sold a little bit, only $5 of PML? What if you just sold $5 of PML?
No.
Bye-bye.
That's a trick question, I feel.
It's not a trick question because it's no. It's a
No,
sell, right? What if you sent $5 to your friend and they promised to hold on to it and not sell it? And
No.
then they sell it anyway. your friend, and then we can trace it back from your friend's wallet back to your wallet. You're the source. And he only sold $5. Is that okay?
Nope, you both get banned.
Nope. Yeah, so that's just a way to end your paid training. You know what I'm saying? I mean, every week you can come here and collect, $100, $200 a week just on paid training alone, right? Why throw that away over $5? That's this. $5 today is this, right? Here's the other thing you need to realize is that we'll actually set up the system when we're finished with it, is that when people sell, when they're not supposed to sell pool funding coins, when they actually sell pool funding coins when they're not supposed to, then anything that's in their holding will just go to zero, right? So you might have, let's take a look at my holding. Okay. What am I holding? What's being held right now? Imagine it just going to zero because you didn't cooperate, right? We didn't have your cooperation. Okay, if I look here, right now it says here I've got $3.1 million that's being held. Imagine that going to zero because I sold prematurely. I sold when I was not supposed to sell. How would that make me feel?
Probably pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
I'd be feeling pretty stupid. Okay, stupid is as stupid does. Okay, that's the saying, right? So right now we don't want you to sell any of our coins because we're not quite set right now for any selling to happen, and that's because we have certain things we want to get done, and we want to get it done quickly. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off. Okay. We don't do it real slow, you know what I'm talking about, right? We just want to yank that thing off, right? So we want the pain to be short. So the reason we don't want any selling to happen is to minimize pain, because all of us in a community, we experience community pain together. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Okay.
Yes.
We want the time frame of community pain to be as small as possible. Therefore, that's why we have a cooperation. That's why I said pool funding, none of this would work without cooperation. Without cooperation, doesn't work. Okay. So yeah, so let's just make it clear that we're trying to lift you up, and we're going to get you there pretty darn fast compared to anything else out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to put the whole system on trial. I'll put them on trial right now. Okay. The system wants you to get good grades in school, then go to college, which is just more school. Okay. Right. Am I right? Go to college, you can go to more school. And then, by the way, maybe you didn't have to pay for the first one, but the college, you got to pay for that, and it's not cheap, right? Most people go into debt. You go to college, university, and then you're not even guaranteed a job at the end of it. There's no guarantee it's going to work, right? After spending maybe 4 years. I mean, some people are real serious about their education. They'll spend 10 years just getting their education done, like their entire 20s, maybe part of their 30s, wiped out because of education. And then there's no guarantee that they're even going to have a job at the end of it. No guarantee. And the fact is, the world's changing so fast that it's most likely whatever they teach you last year is going to be out of date next year anyway. So it's already the information is like, not relevant anymore. So a system that's going to take years to train you to do anything and then wait for the result years later, that's a broken system, guys. Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
Yes.
That's a
You're
broken
right.
system.
You're right.
We are in fast times now. Okay. We just, anything that takes years is not a good idea. Okay. All right. But here we bring you into training. Okay. And then immediately you can take that training and you can do something on our website as simple as this. We train you to do this. All right. Here's what we want you to do. We want you to go to our website. Okay. This is one of the two websites. Let's go to this one. Go over to Lend. Okay. And let's see here. I don't think I did any Lend. Did I do any Lends today? I might have. Let's see here. 11. Nope. Today's the 12th. Okay. And then go like this. Click. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Click. It says complete. Click. Okay, my job's done. So I did what I was trained to do. Now, notice how that button came back? It's not technically supposed to, okay? Like I said, there's a bug right now. Don't take advantage of it. We can reverse everything. Maybe we'll send you a bill if you do something really abusive. Okay, but there you go. You come to training to get trained. Okay, can you guys do what I just did? Can everybody do that?
Of course.
Yes.
I just made $50 right before your eyes. I just did it. That's how fast I can make $50. That's pretty fast, right? That's pretty good.
Thanks, look.
And that's
Oh,
it.
yeah?
That's it.
Very good.
So, and those of you that end up with over $3,000 of PML coin, if you can keep the balance above that, then you'll be able to do two of those a day, which would be $100 a day. Click, 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 $100 every day. Now, for a lot of people around the world, that's enough money. How many of you, if it's enough money, just say it? Enough money. $3,000 a month.
Yes.
That's enough money.
I'd say so.
Enough money.
Great money.
Yeah, I would definitely think so.
All right. For most people around the world, that's enough money. A lot of people will work 8 hours a day in a job they hate, kissing the butt of a boss that they don't like, and probably feel underappreciated with all the hard work they do at the end of it, and then find out that the amount of money that they're being paid is less than $3,000 a month. Okay, compare the two. Okay, so we're on to something here. This is the beginning of the luxury economy. This is what it looks like. Welcome to the luxury economy. Okay, we're going to build it together. We're going to build it from the grassroots up. It's going to be a movement across the world. Okay. And in order for that to happen, we have to grow. Okay. So let me train you on something else to do. Can you guys use your mouth and ask questions? Can you guys do that?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I can do that.
Let me put the
Yes,
question in your mouth. Here's the question you ask.
Yes.
How much money would you like to double monthly? Everybody ask that question. How much
Yes.
money would you like to double monthly?
How much money would you like to double?
How much money would you like to double in a month?
Money would you like to double?
How much money would you like to double?
How much money would you like to double monthly? If you can ask enough people that question, someone's gonna give you a $1.00 answer. Okay, and that's the one you want to talk to. The one that goes, maybe skip over that one. Okay, but if they say, oh, $500, $1,000, You know, if they say
If you ask
something,
that here
they
in
say
the
something
Philippines,
great
they
like
will
$10,000,
you're
right?
crazy.
Make sure you introduce them to me right away. Okay.
$600,000.
Okay. $600,000 monthly.
We'll
Listen,
get there.
so you know, we have a very powerful operation here, and we want people to know what we're doing. But if you're quiet, you're not following the training. Okay.
Okay.
Easy enough. All right. Now, one of the reasons that some of you are inactive on our pool funding website is that you don't have any referrals below you. And I think the reason, let's just be honest with each other. I think the reason why most of you don't have people below you is that you haven't asked that question to that many people. Be honest with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, how many people have I honestly asked that question to in my entire life? And if you can fit the number on a hand, the numbers of fingers on a hand, that's not enough people. Okay. Maybe count all your hands and your toes and your feet, you know, get to 20. Okay. Ask 20 people that question, right? If you do that, I guarantee you're going to have one person say a number. They're going to say, yeah, if you can double $1,000 monthly, I'd be thrilled, you know, right? And all you got to do is just say documentation beats conversation. Let me show you how it works. Okay. And that's it. We don't have to make this hard, but we need to grow. Anybody have an idea how fast we're growing right now? How many people are joining our operation today? Anybody want to take a guess?
Not as much as would like.
No,
Yeah, you told me earlier, so I'm cheating because you already told me.
What did I tell you, Randy?
You told me about 15 or so a day,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, on a good day, it's 15 a day. That's pretty slow growth for the people we've got already. You know what I'm saying? So not enough of you are asking the question. So therefore, a new requirement for paid training is coming soon to a neighborhood near you. Okay. So yeah, you're going to have to be active in pool funding. It's going to cost you at least $1 a day. You're going to send your sponsor at least $1 a day every day so that you can enjoy paid training. Okay. And if you have one person below you sending you $1 a day, then you can take the $1 a day that that person below you is sending you and send it up to your sponsor, and you're good. Make sense? Fair enough? Easy enough? Just need one. 100% commission.
Yes.
Easy as pie.
So people that say I don't, you know, I'm on bad times. It's hard on me, you know, whatever. Da 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 da. You're not asking people the right question. That's the real problem. The fact that you're unemployed or whatever might be the case, that's another problem. But the bigger of the two problems, the fact you're not asking people enough questions, because we're going to make you rich over here. That job will keep you down over here. Okay. They're going to underpay you and overwork you. Okay. So if you want to keep doing that deal, don't change. If you wanted something better, change. Ask the question. Some of you are really like, but I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to post stuff, or I just want to advertise. Well, sometimes that works, but to me, the amount of work that goes behind that, you end up talking to somebody anyway. Can't we just make a little change in ourselves, our persona that we carry around, our identity, and just make a small change in how we identify ourselves and say, of course I can talk to people. Of course I can ask people a simple question. And the thing is, the more you don't care, the better it is. What? Yeah. The more you don't care, the better it is. If you could care less what they say, then you're good. You ask the question, you wait for the response. If you don't like the response, you move on to the next person. Okay? That's you not caring. See, people that feel like they got to convince everybody they talk to, they got it backwards. The other person should be convincing you that they're worth your time to explain it to them. Okay? That's how it should really work. Okay?
I think that's my biggest fault. In not my, I got plenty of faults, but what I mean is, like, I try to convince people, I think, too much. And You're right. There's a thing called being qualifying somebody,
Yeah.
and what you're saying, you're qualifying them is by asking you these questions. If immediately within the first 10, 15 seconds or an hour, I mean a minute, you should know whether or not this is somebody you want to be spending time with or not. And I think that's where I'm dropping the ball a lot. So this might really help me. This information here, just move on. Like when I was in a sales call center, we had to make 100 calls a day. And you got one person out of that 100 that was interested. It was a hard sell, but that's what I learned years and years ago. And I think that applies here too, possibly.
Well, it's called human psychology, right? Not everybody is ready for a message, right? Just because you got the most important message that humanity ever needed to hear doesn't mean that all of humanity is ready to hear it right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and we have a message, and it's gonna resonate with some and others not. It's almost like if you were given a box of fruit and you had to sort it. Okay, apples here, oranges there, bananas there. Okay, and you had to go through the box and you sort it. You don't care. You just identify and put it in its right pile. Okay, and most people end up in the next pile. Next. Oh, I got your attention. You got my attention. Now we can have a conversation. But let's not do a conversation too long. Let's get into documentation. Documentation beats conversation. Okay. The sooner you enter documentation, the better. It saves a lot of time. Okay. People don't want you to convince them. They want you to prove it works. So show them the proof. Okay. Proof is in the pudding. Okay. So show them the proof. We got plenty of proof. All right. Paul, you got your hand up. We really didn't ask for hands up, but go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted, in support of what Randy was saying, I totally agree. And it's a different mindset. You go from the mindset of being the person who thinks they've got to give information to a mindset of somebody who's seeking information from the person that you're talking to find out if they really do fit the profile, if you like, of somebody who you want to deal with and work with.
Now, you didn't need to put your hand up for that. You could have just said it. So that we are having a dialogue here as much as possible. We don't have to be too formal. I think when a person puts their hand up, I think they got a question. They might want to throw the topic off in a different direction, But if you're on point with me, it's just conversational. Just unmute and talk with me. All right, but you're right. We have to realize that we got the gold. We got what the whole world wants. They just don't. The world doesn't know that we have it, right? And I don't know why we're trying to keep it a big secret. I mean, this secret ain't going to work if we keep it a secret, okay? So this is not a secret, guys. We need to spread the message because we need about 100 people a day joining every day. And if we get a pattern of 100 people joining every day, then we probably create a pattern of 100 people buying $100 of PML coin every day. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be $10,000 of purchasing a PML coin every day. Right? That's what we want. But we have to have the growth, the people coming first, then the money will follow that, right? Usually laggard, right? And that's how we get that's how we create the price stability that we want, but we're not ready for that yet because we want to get to our target. Okay, we got to get to our price target. What is the price target of PML?
1 million.
1 million.
That's right.
That's it. Okay.
A cool $1 million. All right. That's what we want, every coin. And that would turn me into a quadrillionaire. Okay, by the way. So thank you very much. I'm sitting on like a billion of these coins, and if each one's worth $1 million, I'm not a trillionaire anymore. I'm a quadrillionaire. But it's not me, it's our coin. I'm sharing it. I want you all to have it too. All right, so let me take a look at a special treat that I've set up just for the meeting today. Special treat for all of you. And this is something normally only Wells would be given this offer, but now I'm extending it to the entire community. Okay, you guys like what I'm saying here? This is normally something reserved for Wells only, but now I'm opening it to all of you. What do you guys think of that?
Exciting.
Impressive.
All right. And here it is. For a limited time only, we will double your purchase of PML coins starting at $500, Pay $500, get 1,000 PML. Pay 1,000 gets you 2,000 PML. 1,500 gets you 3,000 PML, and so on. Buy and hold for at least 30 days. Offer in September 23rd, 2025. And today is September 11th. Okay. And this offer is only good for 2 weeks. And that's it. So I'm pretty sure we'll get to our target within 2 weeks with this offer being out there. I'll put this on the wall of joy now that you know about it. So that goes for everyone. Okay. So.
Hello, sir. God bless. Thank you very much for the clear explanation.
You're
so
welcome.
We believe that within this year, within this 3 months before this coming December, we will meet that more than 1 million per PML, sir.
I hope before the end of the weekend we're at 1 million. You guys may not realize just how close we are. So let me also teach you how close we are to $1 million price. Okay, because people don't understand just how simple this is. It's called supply and demand. As much as I talk about it, still doesn't quite make sense. If I refresh this, okay. There are 513 holders right now of PML, okay? Now, we go down here. I'm searching over here on the left side of this address, okay?
Wow.
And as I search here, I see a contract. Right. I see a contract there, okay?
So huge.
Yeah, so Corazon, what does this mean? What does contract mean? Do you know the meaning of that, Corazon? Okay. Well, let me teach you what it is.
Sir. Yes, sir.
It is the liquidity contract. Okay. It's the liquidity contract. See there it says 167, and then over here it's 167. No, did you guys notice the numbers the same? See that number there? And see the number here on the liquidity contract? See that second one underneath the 8.4, underneath that it says 0.0167, right? So same number basically.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's the liquidity contract. Well, as we buy from the liquidity contract PML, and if there are no sellers, see right now we should have no sellers. Am I right? We should have no sellers, right?
Absolutely.
So if there's nobody selling, then where's the liquidity going to come up with more PML if there's nobody selling? It can't. It's called squeeze. We're squeezing it. Okay? We're squeezing the liquidity. Everybody say that. Squeezing the liquidity.
Squeezing the
Squeezing
liquidity.
the liquidity.
When we squeeze it, this number gets smaller. Okay, just imagine that it gets smaller. Now, I'm wondering what would $1,000 do to this number? Okay, what would $1,000? How would it impact that number? We got basically 0.016. So if I go here. And I've got my wallet open. Okay, if I go here, I got Pancake Swap open. We'll do a swap. What would $1,000 of USDT impact? How much of that liquidity are we going to squeeze out of it? Okay. How much can we take? Because once it's gone, it's gone. It's going to have to force the price higher. Okay, 1,000. Okay, so 1,000 would squeeze out 0.002211. Okay. What if we did 5,000? Just, it's not going to be quite right because of slippage and all that, but we'll just do look at that, guys. It says here it's going to take out 7.6. Okay. If we take the 7.6 off of this number here, okay, right now this number is 6.7. Okay, this number is 6.7. So if we eliminate that 6.7 with the 7.6, basically this number drops down to a 0. This number turns into a 9 right here. Okay, this number here turns into a 9. Okay. And that means less than 1% of PML is available in the contract, in the liquidity contract. With that low of a number, we should be at $1 million. Do you guys see how close we are to $1 million? We just have to get rid of these two numbers right there. We got to get rid of them. Okay, we got to shrink it. We got to squeeze it out. Okay, so I'm putting together this offer here to help squeeze it, because at $500 a pop, okay, at $500 a pop, you know, we can put a good squeeze on it, okay, real fast, and probably about 10 of them. In other words, I think we're only $5,000 away from $1 million. Okay, it's only going to cost our community $5,000 right away, because if you drag it out over time, it doesn't count. I'm saying in a single day. In a single day, we buy $5,000 worth of PML. Boom, we have $1 million price. Now, this promo goes all the way to September 23rd, but our target is $1 million. Okay. After we get to the $1 million, we can start to sell a little bit. Okay. Selling's okay to a point. Like, don't just sell everything you got, because that's doing this again. Okay. But yeah, you know, you would be allowed to sell. And frankly, if you don't have $6,000 of PML, why would you want to sell any of it anyway? That doesn't make sense. So really, I'm only talking to the people, there's only like 12 of them that have over $6,000 of PML right now. Maybe they can sell a little bit. $200 here, $300 there, right? So the sooner we get to $1 million, the better. We'll run the promo till September 23rd. So there's some buying action happening still, you know, and then that will help us, you know, start our price stability campaign for PML. That's the beginning of the price stability campaign. Right now we're in the price target campaign. Okay, we'll move from one campaign to the next. We can make it happen today. If all of you just hurry up and buy some some coin, you know, PML coin, it would help. $5, $20. But if you've got $500, then I want you to reach out to me on Telegram, and I want you to start the conversation with $, okay? So if you put $3, I know you got at least $500, okay? And I know you got $500, and then, because here's what I got to deal with, guys. You guys have no idea. I got a lot of things I got to do all day. But every day I go in here, my chats, okay? Well, see, I'm getting some $signs already, all right? So that gets my attention. You see this little number down here, 19? It's like,
You're not sharing.
Oh, my goodness sake. Let me share then. Click on the share button. My mistake. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, so here we go. This is in the way. All right. You see right here that 19? I mean, there's people way down here that I would love to get back to, but it just doesn't matter if I start at the bottom or I start at the top. The problem with starting at the bottom is these people are already gone. I don't even know if they're online anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I generally stay focused at the top, right? So I'm going through the top of my list. So I'm going to talk to her, and I'm going to talk to, I'm going to wipe all these things out. And as I wipe these things out, a couple more people come in, and it's like impossible for this number to even get down to zero and stay there very long. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry if for some of you I can't get back to you. I'm just now that busy. Okay. I told you the day would come that I'd be that busy. The day is here now. I'm doing my best to get back to everyone every day, but hey, sometimes I fall asleep in this chair, believe it or not. I'm sitting here like drool's coming out of my mouth and everything, you know. It's terrible. I'm
Oh, I know.
sometimes I'm trying to do a task and I got one eye open and the other eye. What am I doing? You know, I'm trying to figure out. And sometimes I do that. I'm just trying to keep up. So forgive me for being human. Okay, don't take it personally if I didn't get right back to you. But if you put $sign, 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 and you don't cry wolf, you actually got 500 bucks. You're ready to go. Okay. Then yeah, then that's every time I do get a message done, I'm gonna be looking for $signs, right? Because you guys want to help me help you get this price up to $1 million. That benefits all of us, right? That should be my main job, right? Get the price up to $1 million as quickly as possible. All right, so there you go. That's the offer. Okay, that's a pretty good offer. Normally reserved for wells only. I mean, makes you want to be a well, doesn't it? You know, knowing that that's the kind of deals they get, you know. So, yeah. So there you go. We need to get the price of PML to $1 million because I know we need to give the community a little relief, a little room to sell. They got to have a little bit of room to do it. And right now, we're not offering them any room at all. I mean, I just had someone reach out to me today talking about their kid in the emergency room and how they need money now. And I had to tell them, we're not strong enough to take care of your kid in the emergency room. I'm sorry to tell you that. I actually had to write that to that person. You know what I'm saying? Today. That no, we're not selling right now. Sorry. And even though your kid's in the emergency room, my heart's there, the prayer's there, the energy, positive energy is there, blessings are sent, all that I can do. But right now, no. We can't have an emergency. Believe it or not, I get one of those every day. It could be the kid, it could be the mother, it could be their spouse, you know. I get one of those every day. Okay, every day. And I have to keep telling people, I'm sorry, we're not strong enough yet. Okay. The idea of cooperation is that we become strong enough. That's the idea. Okay. But we're not there yet. We have a strategy. We got to get through phase one. Phase one is price target. We failed the first time we did this on the pool funding coin. We failed miserably. Mostly my fault, by the way. We didn't have a solid safeguard for multiple accounts, and that's my fault. That's what destroyed our coins on the first run, taking the old pool funding coins up to their price targets. We were so close on some of them. And then we missed the mark because a handful of people were really greedy and came in and took advantage of a bug, I guess you could call it, you know. But now I know better. Now we're taking people's picture. We weren't doing that before. We were kind of an honor system before. But humanity is not ready for an honor system. Just isn't ready collectively. Some of you are, but humanity as a whole is not. Is that clear?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm hoping to move your hearts. I hope you can feel me. I hope you can feel me
Yes, sir.
that I'm suffering too. Okay. I'm in this with you. Okay. And we're doing this together. You know, you don't work to exhaustion and don't call that suffering. That's me suffering. Okay. There's other things I'd rather do. Okay. But I'm working really hard because I'm so anxious to get something done in a period of time. In order to make that happen, sometimes you got to work your ass off. And I literally do that as much as I can. Sometimes I work myself to the point of practically becoming insane. And then I really do take a break. And then usually there's a haircut or a shave involved, you know, which happened yesterday, by the way. You know, but yeah, I'm doing the best I can. But at the end of the day, I have to bow to the fact that I'm still human, working on trying to figure out how the real rules of reality actually do work. Because I think we're being scammed here when it comes to what is reality. But anyway, whole nother thing. I'll let you know when I'm walking on water. It's not happened yet. So anyway, the fact is that we are in this together. It's a cooperation. If we do this the right way, then everybody wins. 100% of us win. Okay. If some of us can't get past this, we got to get rid of you somehow, and we'll find a way to do it. Okay. So these people that refuse to do something other than this, they can't get past their nose on their vision. Those people need to be eliminated from the community. We need to identify them like a banana in a box of fruit. Find those bananas and we're throwing them out. Okay? We don't need the bananas. We'll keep the apples and oranges. The bananas got to go. Okay? We need the right kind of people here. Okay. We need people that are going to build. We need people that are going to, open their mouth. We're going to need people that are full of love, not fear. I think that's probably the main thing I'm looking for. If I could say, if I had just one wish for everybody in the whole community. Okay. If I could have one wish, that would be that people would love instead of fear. That's what I want. Because fear is what messes up everything. People do the wrong thing all the time, and you trace it back to the root, it's always fear. Fear is the motivation. Fear is the guide. Fear is the teacher. Fear is the, it's in charge. It's the boss. Okay. Anybody like that can't overcome fear, there's only one way to overcome fear, and that's to fill yourself full of love. And yeah, it's a combination of loving yourself and loving others, because it's really hard to do one without doing the other. You got to do both. You got to learn to love yourself and others at the same time. Okay. And you do that, you get better and better at it. Fear will be gone out of your life. How many of you would like fear to just be gone? How many of you interested in fear going away completely?
Yes, I am.
100% me.
All right. Well, when it happens, you'll be walking on water, and it's going to be great. Okay. All right. So look, it's a process. We just got to work at it all the time. Okay. We got to work at it all the time. But I'm pretty sure that once you eliminate fear, you can walk on water. Okay. So it's we're all going to fight to the end. But I'm telling you, if you could just feel it more, it's more about the feeling, I think, than anything else. If you just feel love, feel like you're being loved, feel like you're giving love, just feel it as much as you possibly. Fill your day with it. Look for opportunities, right? And maybe it's the love that shakes your mouth loose to ask the question, how much money would you like to double monthly? Maybe the motivation is love instead of fear that gets you to actually ask that question, because you care about the people that are around you enough to ask them that question, because you're here to help them, right? And people can sense that. They can sense whether you're coming from a place of fear, or they can sense that you're coming from a place of love. Am I right about this? Am I right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, you're right.
So
All right.
important training today, learn,
Yes, sir.
we got to let go of fear. Okay. I mean, honestly, there's a place for fear in existence. You know what I'm saying? There's a place for it. But it should never be the boss. Okay. It should always be something that is used as for service, but not as the boss. Love is a much better boss. Okay, it really is. All right. So there you go. So if we can grow, then it makes sense to keep on doing paid training, right? That's balance, right? If we do paid training and then we don't have any growth, eventually the paid training gets overwhelming. You see my point there, right? So you're coming to get
Yes.
you're focused on the word training. If you focus on the word paid, you might forget about training. You know what I'm saying? Right? We can't forget about training. We got to recognize that's the important word here. Training. Training means do something. Do something means growth. Means that we're going to, make this, strong, okay? Because there are people that have needs. They've got kids in emergency rooms, and there's no shortage of need, okay? The needs are real, okay? Even though some of them are scams, we know that there's real stuff too. There's plenty of people crying wolf, There's also people that are crying out. It's hard to tell the difference. So we want to be strong. We need about $5,000, $10,000 a day of money coming in every single day, buying a PML. And then we need to duplicate that on all 5 of the coins. So now we're talking lots of money coming in on all the coins. The only path there is growth. Okay. Means we got to talk a lot more. And if we have growth, then I'm willing to tell Hunter to bump this thing up to 500 people instead of 300. Okay. But I'm not ready to say that yet, Hunter. I'm not happy with only, maybe 10 or 15 people joining a day right now. Okay. So Hunter, we'll just keep it at 300 for now.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Good to hear.
That's where we're at. So eventually we'll end up with some little page for this whole pay training thing and everything. Will work on that. But for now, if you think you didn't get paid and you should have got paid, then go to an executive. Okay, I'm busy. I'm looking for dollar signs. Okay, I'm busy. All right, so go to the executive. They're working around the clock for you. They can let you know if you're situated or not. Okay, and don't forget that symbol. Okay, that's, believe it or not, like so many people are hung up on a @ symbol. Like that's why they're not getting paid. They didn't put a @ symbol on their Telegram username. Any questions? No questions. Okay, Rosalie, I'm ready for you. You still here, Rosalie?
I have too many questions to actually start tonight.
Okay.
So I'll try to be back.
You're going to come back, Perry?
Yeah.
Yes.
How long has it been since you've been to training, or is this your first one? It's not your first one. Just been a while, huh? It's good to see you. You might be talking, but you're muted. So can't hear you.
Oh, I moved the wrong thing. Yeah, it was a pretty tough summer. I was fighting hard to stay in the apartment, and yeah, it was pretty grim for a while.
Okay.
I was just, yeah, I had nothing to work with.
Yeah.
Trying to get back on my feet.
But isn't it amazing you're still breathing right now? Sometimes we think we're going to stop breathing. The problems get so thick sometimes you just think it's just going to end you.
Yeah.
But you're still here.
I am. I was afraid of losing my daughter, though, too. So,
yeah.
Yep. Lots of weird things. Anyway, I'm back.
Well, we're glad you're back. You're in a place of love. We want to lift you.
Where could I go to try to catch up? Is there a website or something?
The YouTube channel, you can go backwards. You just watch the latest videos backwards. That's probably the best way to go. The YouTube channel.
And that's called just pool funding?
Yeah, Bitcoin Ace.
Oh, all right.
That's me. That's my nickname.
I'm so out of touch. Okay, thank you.
Hunter's probably going to put that in the chat for you right here, right now.
Yeah, it's in the chat a couple times, and Perry, you can also reach out to me if you still need the link on Telegram.
Yeah, so it's Bitcoin Ace 6026. So I'm not the only Bitcoin Ace out there. Does that mean there's 6,026 of us? I don't know.
No, I also at that time I got scammed by somebody who was pretending to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my account got shut down, so I didn't get my rent paid, and then it got was quite a fucking. It was quite a crazy summer. Not
sorry
fun.
to hear that.
That happened last March, so it's been till now to digging out.
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
It's okay, man.
But people need to know there's a guy out there pretending to be me, and he's ruthless. Ruthless.
That is right.
And anytime something happens to someone, I need to know about it. So anybody who gets hurt by somebody like that, make sure that you bring that person to my attention, and I could maybe take a little of the sting out, one way or another, but I'm not interested in just people hurting, so. All right. So, all right. But yeah, watch out for that guy. Watch out for the guy, because he will never come on a Zoom and talk to you for obvious reasons. I think he's black, by the way, but I don't know for sure, but I think so based on my research. But anyway,
yeah, it was, that really stung. Yeah, I almost lost my place. I didn't have a car. Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah. Well,
That was
I
good.
look forward to having a one-on-one with you, Perry. So, I'll look out for you. Just reach out to me on Telegram, and
Okay, thanks.
I'll give you some one-on-one time. Okay,
Cool.
for sure.
Thanks.
I'll fit you in. All right.
This
Okay.
is good training tonight, Ace. You helped me a lot with that earlier, with the perception and the, going from a seller
Get you
person to
unlocked. Yeah, just unlock you a
a
little bit.
I feel like the lock came off a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Believe it or not,
And thanks, Paul,
most
too.
of us are just kind of we lock ourselves down and thinking we've got to do it like this, when the fact is, usually the best solution is the most simple solution. Opening your mouth is, I don't know of anything simpler than that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like you got a
Well,
shortage of people that you can do that. You just have to open your front door and then be ready. You know what I'm saying?
Some people wish I would keep my mouth shut a lot of times. I talk too much. They say.
Yeah, I've heard that before. So anyway, but the fact is you just got to put yourself out there a little bit. And if you find this unwillingness, it's probably because your master is fear, and you might want to change masters. You know, as long as your master is fear, you're probably not going to be a millionaire, honestly. Okay. There's people that have made it to millionaire status and they're full of fear, but I'm just saying that the path is easier on the path of love. So you got to be open to change. You got to be welcoming. You got to be loving and caring. There's just a whole package that goes with the whole love thing. And, I don't know. Yeah, it's just important.
I hear you.
Okay, that's it, guys. So I don't see any other questions. Everything seems to be good. And I want to appreciate all of you for being here again, hanging in there. There's 243 of you still here. So that means you were sincere on coming for training. You hung in there till the end. And see, the most important thing I want to say right now is, shoot. Randy, what do you think is the most important thing that happened today in the training today? I hit so many points. I'm having trouble choosing one.
Well, for me, it was the clarification and that I have to really work at mindset and really work at, maybe, see, I was on a lot of Zoom calls earlier, not today, but in the recent past, and a lot of times they were taking me down into looking into ape space and all this, and then they were like, "Oh, you got new liquidity, and oh, he owns too many coins." There's just a lot of bullshit, and and I didn't really know how to. I'm new to crypto. I've only been exposed to it since March. I'm relatively new in the world of crypto, and I reach out to my sponsor quite a bit about it. But I think I lost confidence, to be honest with you, sometimes about my ability to show people how valuable this is, because I feel like every time I do and I get in a deep dive on a Zoom or something with them, they beat the shit out of me, and I don't have the confidence or maybe the knowledge to really fight back, or not even fight back, but to address it in a properly. So that's something I've been working on. I've been putting together a list of questions. I was going to schedule a meeting soon with my sponsor, Paul, to really go over this, because I feel that there's some serious training that I need. So what I got out of it is understanding the mindset, the confidence. I do immerse myself in this industry, but it's like learning French or German or Russian to me. There's so much to learn, and all these pieces of this big jigsaw puzzle for me. I don't understand it until I open the box and flip it over and say, "Oh, that's what it looks like." But just to have the box closed and just have all these pieces everywhere, it's hard for me.
That's why I created what I created. That literally you just have to learn to go click, 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 and everyone can do that.
I know, but I think I get too much into the inertia on this conversations with people, and I need to just pull back.
There's another thing called TMI, too much information, right?
Yes, that's what I'm doing wrong.
So what you want to do is you want to cut to the quick, or the wick of get rid of all that too much information noise, and just say,
Right.
I've been trained to go click, click, click. And if I have $6,000 sitting in my PML account, I can do that twice a day for eternity. And that's enough. Honestly.
Yeah. And
Most people in the world,
I need
that's
to get
enough.
back into that 100 call a day, only get one person qualified. You want to know, boom, goodbye. You're interested? No, boom, goodbye. I need to get back into, not literally, but you know what I mean? I need to get back into that quick qualification scenario and focus and concentrate on the folks that are qualified and are good candidates. So that's what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah. Yep. Try not to overthink it. I think you're still, as you're talking, I'm listening to you overthink, by the way. So you really,
Yeah, see, that's what I do. I'm my worst enemy. So there
Yeah.
you go. I told you. People say I talk too much. See, I told you.
Yeah, just stop overthinking and just keep it real simple that your job is click, 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 and you can do that. And then if someone's in front of you, just ask them that question. Keep it real simple down to that. That's the main thing that's going to make your money. Other stuff is, might be helpful, but it's not the main thing. The main thing for us is we want you to do something simple. It takes this much time, not much at all. And it's something that everyone can do. And therefore we have high confidence that we can double people's money. That's why, because it's that simple. All right.
That's it, brother.
Thanks.
Thank you.
The hands have piled up since our conversation. Let me move on to Paul. I think you had your hand up first. Rosalie's back. Hunter, go in that order. Paul, you're first.
Yeah. I just want to add to what Randy's saying, and I've been a salesman throughout my life, and I had to come to a point as a salesman where I was doing exactly what Randy was describing by talking and talking and talking. And actually, I had to get to a stage of realizing that what I had to offer was so valuable that I had to change my mindset. I've got something of value, but this person deserves to have it. Now, am I going to get the information from them that's going to help me give them this thing of value? But it starts with getting the information from them for you to feel like that you're in a position then to be able to give it. So, that it's understanding how much value you have to offer and not allowing people to divert you from, your intent to bless them, if you like, and to give them what it is you've got that's so valuable to give. I don't know if I expressed that very well, but yeah, it's a change of mindset. It's knowing you've got the gold in your pocket, and the question is really, are you going to give it to them or not?
Yeah.
And that depends on their response to you.
Yeah, it's true. Some of my favorite people are lazy people. Why is that? Because lazy people don't want to do anything extra. They just want to just do what's got to get done and get it done and get it done, right? So they get, lazy people that get things done. They're my favorite because they get things done. So they're not the lazy person that does nothing and gets nothing done, but they get things done, but they do it in the fastest, most efficient way that it's really easy to be around people like that because they're just, get it done kind of people. All right, Rosalie, you're next. You're back. Hi there.
Yes, sir. First, you are asking today, a while ago, what is the important in your meeting today? For me, the important that you are tackling today is more about knowledge, or about the trading. Yeah, for me, with or without pay, training is best for everyone because it gives us knowledge and update of everything. Because we cannot share, we cannot do our business without knowledge, without knowing, without mastering our business in full funding. So that's I learned today. If if you are asking about that, so that's I can say that attending the training.
Can you sum it up for me, Rosalie? Because I don't think I can fit that onto a thumbnail on YouTube. Let me see. That's like 4 or 5 paragraphs. Can we bring that down to 2 or 3 words?
Training is important.
Okay. All
with
right.
or without pay.
All right. Good.
Now, my question, sir, is
how about
another...
Training Matters? That might be a good title. I'll keep that going. Go ahead, Rosalie.
About the $3,000 PML, is that the maintaining balance? What if we reach the 3,000 and of course we do lending and it goes down?
Well, yeah, it's gonna go down because every time you do a loan, $50 goes out. So if
Yes.
3,000 is not the number you should be focused on, you should focus on the number 6,000.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so
Because
it means
you're
maintaining.
gonna use 3,000 to make 6,000, right?
Yes, of course. For the first month, 3,000. The next month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay, Wes.
if you do the math on here, I mean, there's only about maybe 12 people that have $6,000 of PML right now out of like 520 people
Wow.
they're holding it, right? Only
Wow.
like 12. So all the rest of you should not be thinking about selling. You should be thinking about accumulating because you want to get to that 6,000 as quickly as possible. 6,000 would allow you to make 3,000 every month.
Yes.
Okay. You need to get to that number. So right
Okay.
now you want to buy as much PML as you can before we get to $1 million because that's our price target. So if you buy $50 now, when we get to our price target, what you purchased is going to be worth $100. Okay. If you bought $50 today, when we get to our price target, it's going to be $100, at that point. And so that's good for you. So if you wait till we are at our price target and then you buy, then it's 1 for 1, right? 50 for 50, So buy now, buy early, even if it's just $5, buy what you can right now because it's going to help you. All right, we'll come back to you,
Yes,
Paul.
sir.
But let me go back to Hunter now, and then Paul to you. And if you want to, we'll wrap it up on you guys. And we got Miki too. I just saw her. Go ahead, Hunter.
Hey, Randy, I just want to say check your Telegram because I've just sent you 2 documents that I think will help plug some of your knowledge gaps for crypto as a whole. So that should hopefully help you a bit.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Awesome.
And so anything else? Hunter?
Hi, I just want to share
Miki,
my
go ahead.
testimony.
Yeah,
Yeah,
testimony.
I just want to share my test. Yeah, I called my friend, hey Julie, I made $1,500 this month without working more. And she said, what? Because she knows me. She said, no work equal no money. How did it happen? Hey, I'm gonna visit you when you're off. So I visited her. I just showed my phone to her, and she doesn't know anything.
Documentation.
Zero
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Zero knowledge about crypto. All he heard is anything you do online is scam. But she knows me. And then I just showed to her. And then right there, she gave me $100 bill. Okay, can you set up for me? So I did that. And then the very next day she called me up because I helped her to loan it out. And then the first day she her money $5 or $10 more up. And then she was shocked. Oh, how come? I put $100 now, 110 or something. Yeah, it's growing crazy. And then the next day she gave me $200. Can you set it up more? So I realized I just need to talk to people and don't be too much worried about it. And then today, while I'm actually listening, I call another person, and then she said, "Yeah, let's meet up on Sunday." And then also earlier I texted my boss, "Okay, I'll sit down with you after work Saturday." So anyway, I have 2 more solid appointments that I need to do because I just opened up, and when I just show them what happened to me, they don't know anything about it, but they just open up their wallet, give me money. That's what happened.
How many of you are like me and are really proud of Miki? How many of you are proud of Miki and want to tell her, we're proud of you, Miki?
I am.
Okay.
We're proud of Miki. Good job, Miki.
I'm proud of it.
I was just so happy. I was just bubbling, and I just couldn't stop. I have to talk about it. That's why. That's what happened.
It's like eating potato chips. Once you get one, you can't stop there.
Yeah.
Miki said something really powerful there because she was talking to her friend, and her friend said, tell me the information. And Miki said, no. She said, let's make an appointment and let's then I'll come and talk to you. So
Yeah.
she's saying, let's do it
Yeah.
on my terms, not on your terms.
Exactly.
Really
Beautiful.
important.
Yeah,
Well,
because
good catch. Good
because
catch,
she
Paul.
doesn't know how to. She doesn't know Zoom. She just don't know anything. I said, if you can make phone call, you can do this. She said, if you can make phone call, you can do this. That's exactly what I said. Really? So I set up the appointment just like you said. I went to her house and this is what happened. So that's what I'm gonna do next to people. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
We have the gold, right, guys? We have the gold.
So let me
Oh yeah,
reiterate that.
another thing. I said to them, we are raising a goose that lays golden egg. So we don't kill the goose. We have to keep the goose alive.
That's it.
We need to we don't eat that. We feed it.
That's good.
We get the egg, okay? That's what I said.
All right. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. That's Miki out of Montana. You know. Beautiful. Paul, you had one more thing to say?
Yeah, I just want to stress that principle that when we're interacting with people, we always want to have in mind that we're doing it on our terms, not on their terms.
All right.
I just wanted to say one other thing as well that I picked up on, which I've written down as well, which I think is great, which is how much money would you like to double each month? You know, so I'm going to make a Facebook post.
Monthly,
how much
yeah.
money between $50 and $3,000 would you like to make each month? That's going to be my Facebook post.
There you go. Love it. All right. Okay, good. So I think I can make a thumbnail out of this. Say we have the gold, right? And they can come to the training and find out what that means. How's that sound? We have the gold.
We have
Sounds
the
good.
gold.
We have the
We
gold.
have the
gold.
We have
the
gold.
We have the
Yeah,
gold.
we have the gold.
The gold.
I
We
love it.
have the gold.
We have the gold.
Well, thank you all for coming.
We have the gold.